Imagine hiring the world's greatest assassin. You pay an impossible price. You name the victim. Weeks later, that person dies. No witnesses, no evidence, no trace. That is the reputation of the Faceless Men. But after reading every published ASOIAF book, something doesn't add up because George R.R. Martin repeatedly places the Faceless Men exactly where history is about to change, almost as if they're following a mission far bigger than simple assassination. Today, we're following every clue, and by the end, you might never look at the Faceless Men same way again.
Who are they really? Everyone calls them assassins, but the books describe them first as a religion, not a guild, not mercenary, a religion devoted to the many-faced god. Death isn't business. Death is worship, a wiki of ice and fire. That changes everything because religions have beliefs. Beliefs create goals. Goals create long-term plans. So what if every assassination isn't simply paid work, but part of something much larger?
The origin nobody notices. The Faceless Men began inside the Valyrian mines. Those mines weren't ordinary. Thousands of slaves died there every day. Dragons ruled the world. The first Faceless Man supposedly gave suffering slaves the gift of death. Eventually, the slaves revolted. Valyria fell centuries later. But notice something interesting. The greatest enemy of the ancient Valyrian Empire was born inside Valyria itself. A wiki of ice and fire. Their hatred of dragons. Here's where the mystery grows. The Valyrian freehold ruled using dragons. If the Faceless Men were created by escaped slaves, dragons represented tyranny itself. Now ask yourself, why does George Martin repeatedly connect the Faceless Men with dragon knowledge? Not dragon writers, dragon books, dragon egg, dragon history. That's an unusual obsession for hired killers, unless their enemy has always been dragons themselves.
Then comes Jaqen H'ghar, one of the biggest mysteries in the series. When we first meet him, he's locked inside the black cells. That alone makes almost no sense. A master assassin who can literally change faces gets arrested? Or did he want to be there? Old Town changes everything. Then comes perhaps the biggest clue. At the end of A Feast for Crows, a mysterious alchemist kills novice Hate. Later, Hate appears alive, except he behaves differently. His appearance closely matches the new face Jaqen revealed to Arya, leading many readers to conclude the assassin has taken Pate's identity. But why? Why infiltrate the Citadel? The Citadel conspiracy. Inside the Citadel lies the greatest collection of knowledge in the known world, including books about dragon, ancient prophecies, magic, glass candles, Valyria, the long night, and forbidden histories. If the Faceless Men wanted information, there is no better target. The dragon theory. One popular fan theory argues the Faceless Men aren't trying to conquer kingdom. They're trying to prevent another Valyria, meaning they may be working to stop dragons from returning before history repeats itself. Notice the timing. Daenerys has dragons. Jaqen infiltrates the Citadel. Ancient dragon knowledge becomes increasingly important. Coincidence? Maybe, but George Martin rarely writes coincidences. Do they manipulate history? The Faceless Men appear at remarkable moments. Balon Greyjoy dies. Arya is recruited. Old Town is infiltrated. Dragon lore becomes important. Power shifts. They're never at the center of events. They're always just behind them, invisible, exactly where masters of disguise belong. Maybe they don't serve kings. Maybe they quietly decide who survives long enough to shape history. Arya was never just a student. Arya believes she's learning assassination, but perhaps she's being evaluated. Her ability to lie, to change identity, to ignore emotion, to kill without hesitation. They're creating more than killers. They're creating agents capable of changing kingdoms without anyone knowing they existed. George Martin hasn't revealed the Faceless Men's true mission, not yet, but the clues are impossible to ignore. A secret religion born from slaves, a centuries-old hatred of Valyria, an obsession with dragon knowledge, a mysterious infiltration of the Citadel, and agents appearing only when history is about to change. Perhaps the Faceless Men aren't simply assassins. Perhaps they're the invisible force quietly deciding the future of the entire world. And if that's true, their greatest target may not be a king. It may be the dragons themselves. If George Martin confirms this theory in The Winds of Winter, it could completely change how we understand the Faceless Men. Until then, the mystery remains. Valar Morghulis.
Subscribe for theories, lore, hidden details, and deep breakdowns from the world's greatest fantasy worlds, mystery novels, comics, movies, and TV series. Until next time, keep questioning the story, keep searching for the clues, and keep exploring the worlds beyond the page.